Everyone. So I think we can start the session now. So, and a very warm welcome to you all participants joining us from around the world. Right. Journal of Marginalized Communities and Social Justice. So let me brief something. A Journal of Marginalized Communities and Social Justice. It is to address all the issues of us. And Journal of Marginalized Communities and Social Justice is a peer-reviewed academic platform dedicated to understanding and addressing the real-world issues faced by different people across the societies. And it explores social, economic, psychological, cultural, and also technological challenges that influence human well-being and equity. We expect to discuss about inclusivity, fairness, and sustainable development as well. So, JNCSJ is for each and every individual, every human being. Actually, not only for academics, but also everyone. We seek to give voice to lived experiences and contribute to building a more just and compassionate world. So it's about a brief introduction about our journal. And at the same time, I'm going to give you a snapshot about our workshop series. So the workshop series is designed for academics, professionals, and beginners to the research and scholars from different. Here we have already schedules 14 sessions, 10 sessions for research methodology, and at the same time, 4 sessions for in additional thematic lectures. I'm going to just point out the additional thematic section lectures here. Financial inclusion and socio-economic marginalization, the first session, and the second one will be artificial intelligence and marginalized communities. Third one, health inequity and marginalized population. And the fourth one is psychology and marginalized communities. So you can get a kind of idea about our focus, the four perspectives we are going to follow. You can align your research competencies to do something related to research, or maybe it will be a good investment for academic journey, and at the same time as a researcher, so you can get a practical understanding regarding this academia and how to align this with your research journey as well. So, and at the same time, I have a very small reminder here. So, if you have any kind of issue, or if you have something to clarify, please let us know via this chat. So you can use this chat platform and mention each and every stuff you have to raise here. So even though we have much time to elaborate everything discussed with you guys here in this platform, but we can do another like it will be another milestone. So we can arrange maybe kind of posts, or maybe like another video series to sort out your issues, to address your issues. So don't worry about that. Just mention your things, maybe your perceptions, or maybe your comments, and maybe your issues regarding this lecture series and research methodology theories as well. And the other thing is, Today's session is totally dedicated for financial inclusion and socio-economic marginalization, so which provides a practical foundation for understanding contemporary research and social justice and uh, development, right? So we invited Mr. Lalit Jailal Fernando, FRM, and he's a distinguished risk management professional in Sri Lanka. So he is a former Deputy General Manager, Chief Risk Officer of Bank of Ceylon. So with extensive expertise in financial governance, institutional risk strategy, and inclusive financial systems. He brings invaluable practical insight into strengthening financial resilience and sustainable socio-economic development. Good evening, sir. You may kindly begin the session now.
Thank you very much for the coordinating committee of the Journal of Marginalized Communities and Social Justice. And on behalf of the coordinating committee, I welcome all of you. I warmly welcome all of you into this session. And I am going to just convey some ideas with regard to the financial inclusion and the marginalization of communities today. So I just have a set of slides where I can just convey the things into that. And I think you can just, if you have any type of comments, you can make into the chat queue. And at the same time, if you have any questions or something, you can just set it through the chat queue. Anyway, I will start the things, sharing the slides with you. Right. Now I think you get the view of the slide. The topic is financial inclusion and socio-economic marginalization. This is my session objectives. Understand financial inclusion in development context. That is the first part of it. Then examining its role in preventing marginalization. Then with regard to the policy mechanisms and systems efficiency, so the third part relates to that. Then we try to identify research gaps and analytical models where we can use in our research activities towards these marginalized communities and social justice. So this is the outline of my session today. Right. The first part goes to the topic financial inclusion and its influence on preventing marginalization. Now, I think you might have a good idea about this financial inclusion, but financial inclusion is a particular required type of phenomenon where we have to do it in a more realistic way. The issue is not financial inclusion, the lack of it. So then we need to have financial inclusion at a very, very effective level. So if you can do that, we can have a very big influence onto the prevention of marginalization of communities. That is the first type of. Now, our endeavor really goes into this. Now, this is the real concept of inclusion: equitable access to savings, credit, insurance, and digital payments. Now, when everyone of the society has access to savings, credit, insurance, and digital payments, then we can say such type of society can be taken as a inclusive, inclusive society. So then the society has every right and every access points to savings, credit, insurance, and digital payments. Now, the other thing is the concept really goes to the promotion of this participation in economic activities. And it will reduce the vulnerability among disadvantaged communities, because it's like, you have a divide, no? In the world, you have a divide. Now, that divide is people with poverty and people with some, wealth and all that. So that is the divide, the real divide. So the marginalization starts there. Because of that, if we can try to get this financial inclusion into a very effective level, so that uh, vulnerabilities can be reduced to a very, very great extent. Now you can just see this cycle, the consequences. Now, persistent powered cycles, that is the originality or starting point for those things. But we can't just look at the starting point with such type of cycle, vicious cycle. So that poverty really comes to another stage where you have to just have some very, very low income. And it really leads to low consumption and low saving also, because you don't get enough income for your living, even whatever. Then you can't save anything. Now the capital accumulation is very, very low in that case, no investments also. So that is the type of uh, cycle the people who go through with the financial exclusion. Now that is the opposite of financial inclusion, exclusion. So that is our issue. Real issue is that. So we have to avoid financial exclusion. Now all these endeavors really focus towards that, to avoid financial exclusion. The other one. Now, when we go to how we can prevent marginalization through inclusion. Now, there are the particular set of factors starting with stable income generation. Stable income generation. Then small business development. Now, these are really connecting to some entrepreneurial type of ideas. Now, whatever the entrepreneurial ideas coming from the general public, normally the people who are in poverty, they may not be in a position to realize their dreams. Now, since they don't have some capital, access to capital, that is the real issue in the society. So now what we have to do is we have to just get them into the inclusive process, the financial inclusion process, and give them some support through this financial intermediation process. So that is how we can prevent this marginalization. And that is the positive thing which we need to do. Now, in that case, the stable income generation is the first thing, then small business development, women and youth empowerment, community resilience, and mobility. Now, all these things coming together in order to prevent marginalization. Now, you can just look at these diagrams where you can get some idea. Now, you can see some red points where it had not been really integrated into the whole thing. But through the inclusion only, we would be in a position to get those red things also into that. So that is what we need to do. So it's a type of pictorial type of demonstration with regard to the inclusion. So the marginalization can be reduced to a very great extent by doing that. Now we can just go to the government steps in emerging economies with regard to this financial inclusion process, where the governments also have thought very sound with regard to these things. And in most of the emerging economies, several steps being taken in this regard. These are the types of initiatives in emerging economies. Now I have given some examples taken from India and Kenya. Now, in terms of policy approaches, you can come into the national inclusion strategies, microfinance and SME funding schemes, digital payment infrastructures, welfare transfers via banking channels. Now, all these things will come into the uh, government initiatives with regard to this financial inclusion and poverty alleviation and that type of things, mostly in emerging economies. Now, I can just here I can quote here in India, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, that is the achievements are over 500 million bank accounts opened by 2023 and 24. Around 67% of these accounts are in rural and semi-urban areas. Now, basically, now those people, those populations are marginalized in most of the countries. So that particular thing, I think it's a great thing. 67 of those account open were in those rural and semi-urban areas. That means now it really did some type of a positive process where the people, the marginalization of them have been uh, reduced to a great extent. Then the next one is the approximately 55% of account holders are women. So that is another case. Now the empowerment of women also been taken into account here. The link with digital payment systems and social welfare transfers. Now all these things will give them support. The poverty, people who are in poverty can be just taken out of that poverty by doing these things. And in Kenya also the same type of a thing happens. The mobile money initiatives. Over 90% of adults use mobile money services, helped lift approximately 2% of Kenyan households out of extreme poverty. Even though it's a little type of a thing which happened because in the only 2% of Kenyan households out of extreme poverty, strong rural financial access transformation. It's a transformation process where that process goes in. I think it would give positive results in time to come. Now, I think there can be several other uh, examples taken from each of these countries. Even in Sri Lanka, I can just say the entrepreneurial type of developments in Sri Lanka. So, banks had some type of barriers in lending where most of these small and medium scale enterprise people, they don't have collaterals to get their credit facilities. So the government initiative was there with Asian Development Bank project. Now they established a particular institution called National Credit Guarantee Institute. Now that institute, what they do is they give guarantees for the banks. Now there are 13 participating institutions. They form that NCGI, that is National Credit Guarantee Institute of Sri Lanka, and the activities, they give a credit guarantee for the micro and medium scale credit facilities, since they do not have collaterals to provide in their borrowing activities, then the banks, without any hesitation, they grant advances to these people on the guarantee of this National Credit Guarantee Institute. So that really facilitate credit granting process to these very microfinance and SME level entrepreneurs. So that's a type of a scheme where the inclusiveness would really could be enhanced. In other words, now there's another way. The digital payment infrastructure has also been developed, even in Sri Lanka. I think in other countries also, in India also, that is to that level. The several activities have been taken into account. Then welfare transfers via banking channels. Now, normally these uh, poverty people who are below the poverty line, so those people also been uh, uh, given with some bank accounts, the bank accounts been opened for them, and all these welfare uh, funds being transferred through those banking channels. By doing that, those people also will start bank accounts, and they will get to know to how they can deal with banks. So that's another way the people can be taken into the into this process. So those, I think, in not only in Sri Lanka, in other countries also, I have seen that type of endeavors being taken place. Now just see, here we have taken three examples from three countries in India. Digital banking outreach. Now that gives access to the communities in rural areas, the financial access. That's a very good program and a very good project where most of the downtrodden people would have the financial access. In Sri Lanka also, the SME credit programs, entrepreneurial growth, and that type of things, the policy level support is given. In Kenya, mobile money innovations, poverty reduction impact. Now, those are the available data in the world with regard to these policy level directives in order to uh, just have a high level of inclusion process, financial inclusion process, by whereby we can, I think, the marginalization would could be reduced to a great extent by doing that. Then the other thing is the financial intermediation process. You all know the meaning of financial intermediation, which is the facilitation of fund flow from the surplus units to deficit units through a financial intermediary. That is what you mean by financial intermediation. Now, in the intermediation process, the deposit people who deposit money into the banks, and that money would be given as loans. Now, uh, people deposit. Now, people who are having excess money, they deposit, and people who need money get credit from the banks. So that is what you mean by intermediation process. Now, this, if the intermediation process could be effective and efficient type of intermediation process is going on, then invariably most of the communities will join with that, and through that they will become inclusive. And there are several other programs being launched in Sri Lanka as examples. The awareness. awareness on financial activities or financial type of facilities or whatever. So the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has taken initiatives on that for the time being to provide awareness among these financial type of activities, the ways and means of getting credit facilities and that type of things. Now, if you look at this, there are factors on which we measure the efficiency in financial intermediation. Now, if you look at these factors, the key improvements being taken into account or key improvements being done along these factors, the transparent lending process. Now, when you have a transparent lending process, people will have access. So transparent means if you have shown that you are able or your capabilities of uh, having a project, capabilities of executing something, executing certain business idea, then the banks will give you loans, give you credit facilities without looking into your collaterals. Then risk-based credit systems. Then the allocation of credit would be very much uh, uh, possible by going through the risk-based credit systems. Then fintech adoption in banking. Now fintech is the main term now. All people are now uttering that term, fintech. So I think that adoption is very much important for banking because in order to have this financial intermediation process efficient. Then the last one, that is the financial literacy development. I think in Sri Lanka, it's a government sponsored program that is being done by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, and they have this literacy program. And in the Central Bank website, all these lessons are available. It's like a course. Anyone can join with that and get the financial literacy through that. So these are the initiatives taken by countries, especially the emerging economies. Now, I think the research issues or research problems, uh, I think you all can have some type of an idea on these things, and you can derive some research issues by looking at these processes. Then, in order to optimize the results and all that, you can see what are the types of issues arising from these type of processes, and you might have some thinking and just look at those things and see how you can derive a research issue on that and have a model for that research. Then it will be very much important for you to give that particular knowledge into the society again, and the societies will be strengthened by taking that knowledge into their benefit. So that is what you need to know. So I think by giving all these inputs, our idea is to give you some type of environment or some type of a thinking process where you can see how you can derive or how you can come up with your research problem. Then the model for that research. So with this data, with this information, you would be in a position to that plan that type of a thing. Then our next slide goes into the interaction of components of the financial system. Now, what do you mean by the components? The components are the financial institutions, then financial markets, financial instruction, or so and so forth. Now, those are the components of financial system, and they have to interact in such a manner to prevent poverty and hunger. Now, if you look at this diagram, you can see the flow of funds. When you say indirect finance, that is what you mean by intermediation, because the lenders or savers, households would come into this the category, or even sometimes the business firms, governments, or foreigners. Now they have funds, so those are the people with excess funds, or those are the units with excess funds. Then those funds will go to intermediaries. Those are the banks and other financial finance companies. Like, then those funds will go again to borrowers through the banks or through the finance companies. Again, it will go to borrowers or spenders, then business firms, governments, households, and foreigners. So this is what you call intermediation. Is what you call intermediation. I think then there's another way. Part of those funds also will go to the financial markets. Financial markets. That is, the capital markets, then money markets, and such type of markets. Those things. Now, through the financial intermediaries, the banks or other finance companies, they invest money in financial markets. Now, there also, financial markets also would give some funds to you know, these deficit units. Now, if the financial markets give that funds to deficit units, those are not taken as coming through the financial intermediation process. We call it direct financing. Direct financing. That is why it is given in another color. Now, the upper level is given as indirect financing. The lower level is given as direct financing. In a society, in a financial system, the indirect financing is more what you call it will serve more to the society, and it will minimize the exclusiveness, financial exclusiveness. It will promote financial inclusiveness. Financial inclusion is promoted through financial intermediation. If the intermediation process is very, very effective, then invariably the inclusive financial inclusion is very effective for such societies. Now, thereby, hunger reduction and economic stability would be there with that. So I think if the people who do research on these things can go into these areas and see what type of projects being taken place in these areas by the banks, by the finance companies, by the insurance companies, and global organizations. Some there are global development financial organizations, Asian Development Bank, IMF, and so on and so forth. All those organizations will have an agenda for this financial inclusiveness, because everyone knows that if this financial inclusion is promoted, the marginalization would be very much minimum. Now, in a way, what we can do is, now we can link those things into sustainable development goals. Now, in this slide, you can see with numbers and with different colors. Now, SDG means Sustainable Development Goals. Now, there are this identification. Number one is no poverty. Number two, zero hunger. Now, you just see the ways and means of doing it. That is the thing. Now, we can have any type of uh, uh, goal or whatever, but we should be in a position to arrive at that goal. Otherwise, it is not worth to have a goal. Now, SDG 1 is poverty reduction. SDG 2 is food security, basically. Now, zero hunger means food security, is it? Then, now I have taken only one examples here. SDG 8, economic productivity. 8. Decent work and economic growth. So, productivity means now people in the society should be in a position to contribute with their productivities. They can contribute towards economy. If that possibility is there, they will become inclusive. They will become inclusive. So that is what you mean by economic productivity. Utilization of the manpower, really. Then now taken into account is SDG 10, that is reduced inequality. Now, how you can reduce inequality through this inclusiveness? Because everyone will have their own prosperity. Because they produce adequately. Then when they produce adequately, their income is adequate. And after even having their foods and other requirements fulfilled with that money, they can save something also. That savings will become investments in a later stage. Then people will become more prosperous and more so the more they can accumulate wealth through that. So that is the real benefit of economic productivity. Now it will reduce the inequality also. Now if you look at each of these numbers, you can see the real importance of these things. Number 3 is good health and well-being. Now, every one of these type of goals should have financial support, quality education. That is number 4. Number 5, gender equality. Number 6, clean water and sanitation. Now, each of these goals should have a supporting mechanism to achieve these goals, and that supporting mechanism should come through the financial support. Now, that is how the people could be taken into this, and they will be in a position to equip with financial support. Then, number 7, affordable and clean energy. So, that is another one when you talk in terms of sustainable development. Then decent work and economic growth, that is number 8. Number 9 is industry, innovation and infrastructure. That is number 9. Now there are also the financial support should be there for different types of innovative things, innovations. and even developing infrastructure. Now, there should be some financial support for that also. Therefore, we cannot really get rid of, or we cannot avoid financial requirements for anything. So, therefore, this inclusiveness is a very, very important aspect in this avoidance of marginalization. Reduce inequalities. I think we have already discussed about it. Then number 11 is sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action. Number 14, life below water, the aquaculture and that type of things. There you marine lives and all that. Number 15 comes to life on land. Number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. So I think in nowadays, I think you all will have to be very much on this. The peace, justice, and strong institutions. So that is the must for the world now, the globe now. Number 17, partnerships and for the goals. Right now, these are the sustainable development goals taken by these Taylor and Francis books. Now, that's the type of base of thinking. So, your research ideas also could be formed having such type of thinking process. And actually, these live case studies on financial inclusion, reducing marginalization. So, of course, you will have different case studies in your countries. For that, I think in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, even in Vietnam or whatever, any place, you will find such live case studies focusing on financial inclusion and reducing marginalization. So, what you can do is you can just get hold of such cases, live cases, and see what type of optimization, how you can optimize such type of projects or whatever through your research ideas. So that way you can design your research problem and research models also. So that is one way of doing it. So I'm just giving you some type of guidance for that. Because without looking into the environment, without looking into the day-to-day lives of people, we may not be in a position to do this research on the paper. Then we need to convert it into applied knowledge. That is the main thing of your research. Therefore, you should base your research on these live cases. I think if you are little careful, you would be in a position to find out several projects in your countries towards this reduction of marginalization and financial inclusion. So you will be in a position to just understand that and see the types of improvements, types of developments which you can suggest for them, and how you will support in optimizing such processes. So that is one way of thinking. Or you have that type of, if you can go into that knowledge base, you will be in a position to develop your research issue or your research. Now just look at this very simple type of projects being taken into account here, country-wise. The perspectives you can look at. Now, basically, those things are taken under these headings: community microfinance programs, woman-led enterprise growth, woman-led. Now, why do we put these things into so prominent category? Because the woman, if you can empower women, that will be the prosperity of the society. So that is why it is taken so uh, uh, important. Women-led enterprise growth. Now it is the example is given from Bangladesh. Now, Grameen Bank. Over 96% of micro loans in Bangladesh are given to women. So you see the point. Leading to significant growth in female-owned small businesses. Female-owned small business. So that's the type of you know you can strengthen societies by doing that. Strengthen societies by doing that. So Bangladesh has made the example. They have given the example. Bangladesh, the Grameen Bank. It's a I think you might get some type of research articles on this also. So you can go through those research articles to get something into your mind with regard to the research done on these areas. And you can have your own thing, some innovations you can put in, and you can have your own research on this. If you go to India, Indian perspective, there you have reduced dependency on informal credit. Reduce dependency on informal credit. Microfinance has helped over 120 million rural households in India shift away from high interest money lenders towards formal credit. Now, what is that? I think in many countries you can see rural economies, rural people, they were burdened with high level of indebtedness because they get loans from informal sector with a very high interest, very high interest. So they have to just sometimes they have to forego their houses also by doing that. So that's a very dangerous situation in most of the countries. Now in Sri Lanka, the central bank's one objective was to uh, reduce the rural indebtedness. Now see the point. Now for a research, you can see for any country what type of rural indebtedness is there. What are the types of measures you can make on that? So such type of things also can be taken for your research. Now that is the even though this particular example is given from India, every other country, any other country would be the same. Even in Sri Lanka, we have this issue. But I think nowadays those issues are little now. It has becoming now less now, but still it is prevailing in the country. Rural indebtedness. In Kenya, improved household welfare. Groups in Kenya report improved family nutrition, better access to healthcare, and increased spending on children's education. Now, now since the women empowered, it will really help children's well-being. So now, such I think all those projects might have been documented. So you have so much of database for that. Then Philippines, stronger local economies. They also have a microfinance program where microfinance institutions in the Philippines support micro entrepreneurs. creating jobs and boosting local economic activity. Now you can see different types of cases. If you look at, then you have so much of material for your research. And mind you, now if you can just look at it in a perspective where you can suggest some improvements, some developments, some practices in order to optimize financial inclusiveness and reduce to a bare minimum the marginalization. So it's a societal responsibility for you. So in that sense, if you do that, it's a practical type of a thing. I think it's a big thing you do to your society. Now that is what the coordinating committee for Journal of Managing Marginalized Communities and Social Justice wants to do. So I have given you some food for thought, taking into account some cases, some institutions, what they have done, and your future academic directions also could be formed or could be formulated by going through those things. Right. Now, these are the suggestive, I can suggest your research areas where you can formulate your research. Right. First one, psychological empowerment via financial inclusion. Psychological empowerment via financial inclusion. Just imagine. Now, this financial inclusion is in one side, the other one is psychological empowerment. Now, people will develop their personalities through financial strength. I think that you all will agree with me. One's personality greatly depends on financial strength. Greatly depends on financial strength. So it's a type of psychological empowerment. Now, normally, when I do lectures to young people, my suggestion for them is you try your best to accumulate wealth while studying. You study, it's okay. Then you can go into a high level of the society where you will become a high level professional. Even though you become a professional, if you do not have money, if you do not have wealth, you have some deficiency in your personality. So therefore, if you can accumulate wealth through some fair means, through some investment, through some type of other innovative activity, then you will become more strong and your personality would be very, very strong. Then invariably, you are psychologically empowered. So that's the type of a thing which I normally convey to my students most of the time. Next one, digital sustainability. So the real factor here. Now, if you think in basic terms, because I think it's really the promoting inclusiveness. because everyone can access. The rural areas, the issue is the access issues. Rural sustainability can be developed through access, finance access to finance. If you can have digital finance, the access would be okay. Then moderating role of financial literacy. Now, those also will be taken as some research issues, or you can have some type of intervention there. Moderating role of financial literacy. Now, for example, if you, I think you also will be in a position to just access that, because if you can go into Central Bank of Sri Lanka website, then you will see what are the types of additions or whatever. So such that or research problem or some improvements, suggest some improvements for that program. So that's another way. So I'm just giving you some guidance on what you are going to do. If you like to do that, if you go to Reserve Bank of India website also, you might find that type of things.
Kindly wait for a moment. I think there is a technical issue with the lecturer. So please wait. We expect to make the things okay very soon. Please wait, right?
Hello, ma'am. I have a query, ma'am. Is my profile is okay? I'm Dr. Bhupesh from India. Now, is it visible?
Actually, as there are more than 100 participants here, I
Okay.
can't find your profile name immediately. So could you please drop a message here in the chat so I can check and confirm thereafter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. There is
Pooja.
certain issue. I'm changing my email ID here. So how can I resolve now?
Yes, all of you has to rename your name, the ID with your email ID. So then we can identify you guys with the email ID. Then it is very useful to mark your attendance because we are going to make a we are going to prepare a certificate for you guys, so we can award it at the end of the lecture series. So we have to check your attendance now. So please rename your name, the ID with your email ID, right? So then we can do the things accordingly. We can mark your attendance, and finally at the end of the day you can collect your certificates, right? It will be a digital certificate, so we are going to email you. I think it will be very useful because we cover the basics of research methodology, and also at the same time we are going to conduct 4 thematic lecture series as well. So it will be definitely it will be a good investment, right? The so please rename your here your ID, and at the same time I have a small message.
Am I audible?
Yes. Could you
Yeah.
please listen carefully? So the thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
we are going to collaborate with you, simply collaborate with you, right? So if you have any idea to publish a research paper within the to within the this journal scope, simply, right? So we are here to help you and guide you and assist you uh, at any point, at any milestone of the paper preparation journey. So if you need help to find a good research title, to identify a research gap, and then you can get the support for writing the paper and get a certain kind of understanding regarding research methodology subject area. And also we are already provided you with 4 thematic platforms to attend with, right? And there are more actually. No matter, you can seek for more uh, areas that that are connected with marginalized communities and social justice. No matter, we are going to assist you. So what you have to do is, if you are really interested, please contact us and just come up with your ideas and interested and every interesting things, and every uh, the related things, so we can make a discussion. And it will be a great platform to continue further, maybe to start your research journey, and maybe to continue your research journey. So this will be a very useful and insightful platform. So we are here to connect with you, right? So at any time, please contact us. And the thing is, you have to attend to the sessions. So then it will be the investment for your career, for your research journey and your academic journey. So don't forget to attend to the sessions, and then thereafter we will be able to do a wonderful thing, right? So in upcoming
Ma'am,
July, we are going to start our first issue, right? We are going to launch our first issue, and in December, end of this year, so we are going to publish our second issue as well. This is a biannual journal. So we are here to assist you. So we can make that discussion. So, and if you have any other clarification, so please make sure to drop a message to this chat platform. So don't worry about the things, and maybe you are a newcomer to the field. So yes, we can arrange the things. We can do a teamwork, and there are few teachers here, so they will be very much delighted to assist you guys. So yes, and just
ma'am,
give me a couple of
uh,
minutes. Yes.
yeah, I do have a quick question here. If we replace our name with our email address, then how you can put our name and certificate. The second thing is that
Yes.
should this whole session will be same, or you can
Yes.
change by any session. Like it should be same schedule for all the sessions, right?
I'm sorry, Rashid. I'm not clearly. I couldn't get your message. Actually, your line is quite. There are some noises. So could you please repeat it, or it's better if you can drop it like a
Yeah.
message here.
Okay. Let me put in chat.
Yes, thank you, Rashid.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Pooja here. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Ma'am, is it compulsory to change name in the email ID? Because my original
No,
name
no,
is
no. It
already
is not.
there.
It is not a compulsory thing. You will get the benefit if you can change it, because we are going to identify you with your email ID. So we'll be able to mark the attendance based on your email ID. At the end of the day, we are going to issue a certificate after the completion of this particular lecture series.
Actually, ma'am, actually my email ID is already starting from my initial name.
All right, okay. So it's better then it's better you can highlight it. If you can't rename it with your email ID, just highlight it and drop a message here in the chat, so we can just go through the chat and we can mark it. So no worries.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Hansini, now Mr. Lalit has come, it seems. So
All right, okay.
he can
Hello,
continue.
hello,
Hello.
hello.
Yeah, I can
Ah,
join. I can.
yes, yeah, there is an opportunity for the participants to write research paper as well, right, sir?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. I have a query about that as well. So, suppose if the participant is not related to the department or from the financial department or commerce department, is it possible to write the article related to the
Definitely.
policy
Yes,
formation or, yeah.
yes, we are already planned to conduct a couple of sessions from different thematic perspectives, like health, like engineering. That means AI, artificial intelligence. So no worries. If you can connect the things with like marginalized communities, so then done.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry for interruption. Actually,
It's okay.
today's session also one more point, last point was there. No, sir had mentioned in the slide. So policy impact also in the
Mhm.
financial marginalized social impact. So there we can have such kind of topic which is related to the financial marginalization of the
Yes,
socially
it
like
is.
backward classes or whatever it is, based on whatever the condition is there in the country. So
Yes.
is it possible to choose the topic which is related to that particular country, or is it should be wider one?
No, it depends on
Area.
the yes scenario. So there is a reviewing panel, no. So with the peer, we are going to conduct a peer review journal, right? So the
Uh-huh.
based on that procedure, you will be selected, right? So find something novel. It's better, no?
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Now you can start the remaining part. It's better. Could you please on uh, on the mic and unmute your yes audio. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, hello. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
There is nobody in the session, I guess.
Please wait a minute.
Right. Okay. Right. Now it's okay.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Right. I will start from the what I have stopped. Is the slide visible?
Not yet,
No,
sir.
sir.
Oh,
No, sir.
wait. I will do it.
And now it's fine, sir.
Right, okay.
Ah.
Right. Now, these are the research topics or research areas where you can focus on. That was the one what I have lastly talked about. Then I go to the next one. Now, ultimately, what we can say is that the financial inclusion integrates economic efficiency, social equity, and psychological well-being. So these are the things what we have to keep in our minds when you go into our research areas. Then collaborative research and policy innovation are essential for sustainable inclusive development. Now these are the things. In a conclusive remark, I can make those things here. Now again, I can go to the earlier slide. Now, as I explained with regard to the psychological empowerment via financial inclusion, there I think I have given you an example of this empowerment or whatever. So there, I think you have so much of points where you can extract from several cases, several projects in any type of a country, any country in general, you can have it. So then I think, as you discussed earlier, you can collect so much of research related projects, research related uh, steps where you have to take, and policy level type of activities where you can connect with your research. So that's the guidance what we can give you. And at the same time, my advice is, if you can go into the very informative type of websites, basically in your countries, in your respective countries, you have the banks, commercial banks, then the central bank, the Apex Bank, we call it central bank, and their websites. If you go through those websites, you will find several points which you can put into your research. Therefore, you just do a survey on this basis and get some idea about financial activities, financial markets, financial infrastructure, and financial intermediation process. Thereby, you will be in a position to get some idea with regard to this financial inclusiveness and the marginalization, how we can reduce, how we can really reduce to a very great extent the marginalization of communities. So that is the advice which I can give you. And at the same time, there's another thing which you can do. And I have just told you that financial literacy program launched by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Now, for that also, you will be in a position to access the central bank website, that is cbsl.gov.lk. There you have this financial literacy program. The details of financial literacy program is there, and it is given in some discussion basis. A mock family has been introduced, and such type of a very interesting way it is been given. So you can go through it and get some idea about this enhancement of financial literacy also. It is also a very critical factor to get the people into this inclusive society, as an inclusive society. So that's another thing. The central bank has really taken that step. They have seen the importance of it, the critical importance of it. So that's another area where you can go into, or even from your central banks from India, or the Reserve Bank of India, or even in Bangladesh, you have their your central banks, and you just access those websites and see what type of projects, what type of steps taken towards, or what type of policy measures taken, including towards this financial inclusiveness and reducing the marginalization, poverty alleviation, hunger reduction, and that type of things. So I think you might have a sea of information there, and you can connect the dots from all those type of information, type of policies, type of processes, and not only that, the cases, case studies. Now, that is the way you can extract the data what you need, or information what you need. Now, I think the last one, the policy impact assessment model, I think it's little, what I feel is little more academic and more technical than any other things, because you should see how you can assess, or how you, there should be a particular way of assessing a policy. That is also another technique. So therefore, it is little advanced, but anyway, it is possible. If someone thinks that it is needed, so you also can do that. No issue. So then, moderating role of financial literacy also a very good topic. So you can take it and see the way it has to be conveyed. See the way it has to be imparted, or what type of a thing. I think you can have several innovative ideas. Then digital finance and rural sustainability also another area where you can do your research. And as I told you, that psychological empowerment, I think it's a very interesting area where you can do research on. And there are several behavioral aspects in that. So I think that's also another opportunity you have. Then now I will go in again to these the respective cases, the Bangladesh case, Indian case, Kenya case, and the Philippines case. So you see the points there. I think even though it's a simple story given here, you might get several leads from that. I think just imagine. So your imagination is very important here. Now there you have woman-led enterprise growth, reduced dependency on informal credit, improved household welfare, stronger local economies. Now these are the other topics where you can put your eye on. So I think you can have a very what you say comprehensive area to look at for your research problem, or for your research. Then it can become academic research. Afterwards, it can become an applied research. So then you will become a real researcher. So I can really bless you. I mean, I wish you all the best in your research journey in time to come. Anyway, I think we don't have a time to deal with every one of you interactions and all that. But anyway, you can put forward your ideas through the message queue, the chat. So then we will be in a position to go through each one by one and see what type of concerns you have, or what type of new perspectives we need to go into. Then as a conclusive remark, I can say that financial inclusion is a very, very critical process where you integrate economic efficiency of a country, social equity, and psychological well-being. Therefore, your endeavor would be a very huge step towards that. And you are really contributing to the journal of marginalized communities and social justice. And that would help you. I think you might satisfy yourself in a great manner by contributing to this while enhancing your research skills, enhance your academic skills, enhancing your development skills. Now, last one, the collaborative research and policy innovation are essential for sustainable, inclusive development. Now, even though I just told you that the policy impact assessment models are little advanced, I think if someone thinks that he would be very much, competent in that area, so you also can do that. There's no any restriction. So you have the liberty, or you have the freedom, you have the independence to select any type of a topic, but it should really dealing with marginalized communities and social justice. So that is the requirement here. So with that, I think I can wind up the session. And if anything, if you require anything, so I will be there to give you such advice if you need anything, any advice on financial type of things. Then since your emails are with us, then it would be very much easy for us to communicate with you. So with that, thank you very much all of you for your participation in the presentation. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Lalit Fernando, for your insightful and practical lecture on financial inclusion and socio-economic marginalization. So your valuable perspectives have greatly enriched our understanding of contemporary research contexts. So I already seen a couple of participants have raised their ideas regarding financial inclusion and related research ideas. So I think we got the point here. So I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to all the participants who joined us today from different parts of the world. So we hope this session has inspired you to explore meaningful research ideas aligned with social justice and in inclusive development. So we look forward to meeting you again in the upcoming sessions of the JMCSJ Research Methodology Workshop Series. So thank you, everyone. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you.